Welcome back to Greenlands, and today we are going to be finishing off the sugar beet harvest and then adding precision farming in and starting to get to grips with that. Also want to get some more cows today, and we need to keep the productions running, and we need to crash the lorry. Let's roll the intro and get to work, shall we? Normally I would have prepped all this stuff beforehand, but you get to see some of it in real time. Wow, we have a lot of sugar there. And a reasonable amount of flour, so that's pretty cool. That's a lot of sugar. How's the oil plant doing? Nothing from that yet. Okay, looks like that's about to give us our first pallet as well. Let's give the beet washer a kick. It's quite loud. Yeah, that's running. Get the class going so that it will empty the auger wagon. There we go. So how is this one looking? It's got plenty of water, and you've got a bunch of sugar beet to move, or cut sugar beet to move, and then I think we need to get a something over here to deal with these pallets, and we need to crash some more. Crash count plus 300. So yeah, we have one more field of beets to harvest, and we have this mountain of beets to deal with, and we also have a load of them at the farm, so we're going to be making a lot of sugar. Probably actually we could run back with the tanker and bring some milk over and get the chocolate production going, I think, before we get into the harvesting. That sounds like a damn good idea to me. And I am considering an auto load trailer on here to deal with all pallets, because there's going to be a lot of them, and yeah, it would just be easier and quicker, and sometimes quick and easy is good. We do have the JCB telly truck at the store. Maybe we could bring that over to do some of it. We would need to get a bucket for that, for the for loading the beets up into the sorter. I might just hang on to that auger wagon actually until we're done processing it. That might be a better option. I'm sure we can afford the lease. So yeah, we're going to drop that there. This might be a slightly different video today. If you're curious why, basically I haven't had time to record much this week, for a combination of reasons, including playing something different, work being quite busy still, life being quite busy still. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Work and life are quite busy at the moment. So, let me empty some more of that into there first before we move. Just the trigger. Let's find the trigger. There we go. How much can we fit in? Not much. Maybe we can give some to the cows as well when we run up back up to the yard. Basically, yeah, I'm sure most of you people know that productions run quite slowly, so the sooner we can get everything going, the better. This truck is really twitchy. I am actually considering replacing it. It drives in a straight line really nicely, and it looks really nice. It does not like going around corners. And that might be because I go around corners too fast, but, you know. I think there are a bunch of new trucks out now. There's the Roadrunner Plus Plus, which is pretty insane. It's not really suited to this style of map, but, you know. I was actually thinking that we could go down to 2-day months, but we're in November already, and we have a lot of stuff to do still, particularly with adding precision farming in. So maybe we won't do that. It feels like we're going quite slowly at the moment. So, but I guess that's how most of my series go. Yeah, things will pick up pace. So we could get the beet harvester going on course play, but my sort of idea for this one was to actually run the beet harvester and see if we can get auto drive to tip into the shed. Not sure how well that will work. Can I get through the gate? This is the time where we would do a jump cut normally. Look at that. It's like I'm a professional driver or something. So last night was the Alien Paul Maze Plus stream on his channel, and there were some cool bits on there. They are very close to being ready. There are 2 features that they need to add in to Maze Plus still for it to be completely finished. First one of those is forage wagon pickup for the different types of ground crop, so the different grass states and things like that. And the other one, I believe, is getting the, this thing has really twitchy triggers, getting the grassland subsoil to work with precision farming. It then needs a bit more testing, and then is almost done, I think. So we are not too far away from Maze Plus with FS22. It's really cool. And the other little bit of news in that is, I don't know what it means yet. I might do by the time you see this video. But I am now a more, is it just full? I am now part of the farming agency. So yeah, as I said, not entirely sure what that means at the moment, but I need to have a chat with Paul and some of the guys, I guess. Yeah, hopefully it means we'll be working with them a bit more closely, and we'll be able to bring you guys some more accurate information more quickly. Kind of what I'm hoping. Now we can get the information out on how Maze Plus works and that kind of thing sooner. So yeah, that's going to be really cool. It was kind of a nice surprise yesterday. And get this thing into the trigger. Not planning that it will change significantly what I do here. It'll just be something else on the side, and that's the thing that might change. Is I'm hoping it will allow us or me to get you more accurate information more quickly, because if you know what I like to do on here, it is, apart from really badly driving tractors and trucks and lorries and things, it is about trying to help understand how mods work and things, and getting that information out to people in an easy to understand and correct format. So, yeah, it was also really cool to see a bunch of you from my Discord and channel in the chat, and to Rusty, who I did not really recognize. I was pretty tired at that point when you turned up. Yeah, thanks. The sugar beet harvester is very, very clean now. We'll get to see it in a bit, and it might be less clean now, actually. Having said that, oh well. Yeah, so this, as you kind of can probably tell by now, this is kind of a different pace of video today. Got a few hours to get something done, so that's what we're going to do. So this might be quite a long video, because it means I get to do less editing, and I don't really have time to, we're going to go to the next entrance to the wild area. I don't really have time to record and edit and voiceover. So I'm hoping that I can just do something that will get me an entertaining video for you guys to watch, probably with lots more crashing in it. So we'll get this going. We'll jump in the, might jump back into the TLX and grab the low loader to get the JCB, because we can get a bucket at the same time then. It's probably a sensible idea. Maybe not. I think we're going to need belts to clear the sugar beet pile, particularly with everything that we have at the farm as well. I think that's probably a job for some belts and some augers and stuff. So, break. loading. We'll get that tipping back into here. And that can start running again. Oh, that's full. That's still got sugar beet and sugar beet cutting it. That's empty. Could do with somewhere to park all the stuff up here. I guess we've got the old battered shed over there, but for now we're just going to park this up over here. That will do. We need to move some sugar across, so I know I can't tab into the telly truck because maybe I can at the moment because I haven't set up all the parked vehicle stuff. Oh yes, I have. Okay. So let's jump over to the store. These are there. And this has got pallet forks. So this is going to be a fairly slow drive across. So I think we'll do a bit of a jump cut at this point. We're almost there. I'm kind of wishing I'd put this on the back of something faster now. But oh well, we are getting close. I really do love the idea of this wildlife area. If you like creating your own bits of farm, this is perfect, isn't it? It's got that kind of no man's land feel, but you've got all the benefits of having the rest of a real map there as well if you want to. So I will have probably sorted some stuff for it by now, but if you're on Discord you will have seen that I'm trying to reboot the multiplayer that I was doing. Probably won't do a series on it, may not even play on it myself, but yeah, it's gonna happen. There's going to be a community multiplayer server going soon. I don't know when soon. Yeah, we'll be kicking that off at some point. It's pretty much here. I really love this wildlife area. It's if you'd like building your own farms, obviously it is really cool, and a bit of a no man's land field, but with the benefit of having the rest of a map as well if you want to do other things. That drive was reason to make me want to wish I'd put that on the back of something fast. And I think moving all these pallets is going to make me end up buying a auto load pallet trailer. But I do like the JCB telly truck, and this is a nice chance to use it because I haven't used it really at all in 22. There's the trigger's there. Cool. Actually, we can get that going now, can't we? Chocolate. Yeah. Okay. And activate. Boom. Chocolate production going. So I forgot to mention the grass silage that we put in the fermenting silos has finished now, and we have 170 odd thousand litres of chaff left from the corn that we cut. So that will continue processing. And hopefully I don't think we're going to need to put all of the sugar that we've got through the chocolate factory. I think that will be a little bit excessive. So I'm hoping that we can start making some money soon and maybe paying some of the loan off. We'll see how that goes. I might just want to buy more stuff. It's really weird having the money to just buy stuff. So it's something that we chatted about on the stream last night, because it wasn't all Maze Plus, it was, some of it was just kind of chatting, and different ways to play Maze Plus and different ways to achieve realistic, not Maze Plus, Farming Simulator, and different ways to achieve realistic play. So it was inspired by me teasing Paul about him having 9 million or 18 million or something in the bank as he realistically farmed, and it's he made a good point about some of the economy and stuff of farm sim and how sometimes it's not really balanced that well for a lot of things. And it just highlighted that, you know, so he was everything that he was doing realistically. He just removed the economy element because that's how he wanted to play. And it's, also he is testing Maze Plus, obviously, and when you're testing stuff, you don't want to be limited by the fact that you can't afford to buy the thing that you want to test. So yeah, but it's interesting how different people have different definitions of how you should play farm sim, and the way that I badge my one sort of realistic series, most farmers probably think is not at all realistic, but you know, that's how it is. It's one of the many great features of this game is you can play it so many different ways. How much is that going to give us? It's an equal ratio. We ideally need to move a bunch more, but I'm kind of done with that for now. The flour should be okay, so let's park up the telly truck. We'll do a quick check of all our productions. Make sure that the sugar beet factory is still running. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. The dairy is okay. The other two should be okay as well. How much canola has this got left? Lots of canola left. And we have our first pallet of canola oil. And we have quite a lot of oats left as well. And we've got our first 1,000 litres of pig food nearly. So that's really cool. So let's get back over to the farm. And I think we're going to use the lorry today. I think we'll take the T6 back and go get set up to harvest some sugar beet. So this is my methane powered T6 that you will have seen in the series if you've been watching it. I think it's on my Discord if you're interested in having a play with it. There's also the electric converted case that I've used in a few videos. That's on there as well. And hopefully by now forage dealer mod is back in testing. So it failed testing on Thursday of what would have been last week for you now. This whole time travel thing gets confusing, and I have done most of the updates to fix it. I have one job left to do, which is to make some nice looking icons, which I find so difficult. But I went back to Giants and said, I do try to use your icon generator, and I find it doesn't work very well for me, and they've given me some really helpful tips, which I have yet to try, but I'm going to. And I spoke to Cookie Cat, who gave me some more tips, which I tried and sort of helped, but not quite. So I'm expecting that so the update to the mini BGA has been through its first round of testing, and I have a suspicion that it will fail as well, based on some of the feedback on this one, but I'm going to wait and see if it fails or not. My other BGA is also at the same point. It has just passed first round of testing, so we're waiting to see how that gets on. And that is almost the extent of my modding career done. Much like I make tutorials of things I want to learn about, and if I can't find it, I have to go away and work out how it works, and then I make a video on it. When there were mods that I wanted that didn't exist, I went away and learned how to make them. And at the moment, I don't think there are any others that I want that don't exist or aren't being made by other people, so that may change. It's entirely possible that that will change, but for now, what should we use to cart? Let's use the T7. So what I'm going to try and do is get auto drive to work to cart for us. Trying to remember where I put everything. It's been a while since I played on here. Oh, the trailer we want is tucked way in the back there. That seemed like such a good idea at the time. Maybe we'll use the Deutz and we'll just use this guy to move this trailer out of the way. And see if we can get the rolling trailer out. That's the one I'm after. I might have to move the combine a bit. Yeah. Now this reminds me of when you watch Ollie Vlogs do stuff and they want to get that one bit of kit out of the shed and have to move 15 bits to get to it. That is certainly the reality of a farm in the UK, I think, or a lot of farms in the UK, that you don't have a lot of space for everything, so some stuff gets stuffed behind other stuff. And, that means you have to move things about a lot. Right. Let's go get up and get the field point set up. But yeah, I want to actually run the sugar beet harvester this time, so I don't like doing just carting. It's one of the really cool things about having something like auto drive. Might need to make some space. So it's one of the other things I need to do is update some mods, because the park vehicle mod has been updated and I haven't updated it yet, and that deals with the issues that came from the 1.4.1 update. I do need to get better at updating my mods. I'm sure I have said many times how I manage mods for the different series that I do, and so I think at the moment I probably have about 6 mods folders, and quite often there are some common mods between those, so I end up having to update mods about 4 times. But that comes from playing a lot of Maze Plus and a lot of horse extension maps and things like that, where you pretty much want to only have one map in a mods folder at a time. And you know, my old laptop, although it was reasonably good, if my mods folder got too big, it would struggle a bit. And so my goal, apart from destroying a load of crop, was always to minimize the number of mods that I had active. So each game save that I had running, I would have separate mods folders again, because they would quite often use different styles of mods. So to manage keeping that small, I would use a different mods folder. More so as I got into doing more and more of Farm Sim and Maze Plus and global companies and all that kind of stuff. I think if you're just playing Farm Sim, you know, with a fairly basic set of mods, you're probably not going to have to worry. But one of the tips when if you're starting to deal with more complex mods and you're having problems is your mods folder is for the mods you're using. It is not a download folder. No. I actually have a separate folder on my computer where I store mods that look interesting when I see them, and then when I want to use them, I'll copy them across into whichever save games mod folder needs them. Cutting this corner out might be not what 100% sure this is not what a farmer would do, because sugar beets are kind of planted in rows, I think, but they also don't have to set up an algorithm to run their carting tractor, although maybe in the future they will, when everything is being driven by robots. beet harvester is probably in the way. Let's just back it up a bit more, because we've got this whole empty field we can use to turn the boats around in. So let's get auto drive up, and we're going to go into edit mode and record, and this is field 43. Something that I find quite amusing and may or may not surprise people is, although I have done some tutorials on auto drive, not many, I don't use auto drive as much as a lot of other people do. So, and quite often there are big gaps between when I use auto drive, so I sometimes forget things, because when I make a video on stuff, I prep and practice what I'm going to do, and that hopefully makes it more useful for people that are trying to learn stuff, but then maybe makes it look like I have no clue what I'm doing when it comes to actually using it. And you know what? Sometimes that's because that's true. I have forgotten. So if we hook onto there, and then we want to go into this shed, so I think if we loop there, might want to move the little class. We already have quite a lot of sugar beet in here. I'm going to come back and put the waypoint in, as you will have seen me do in the past. And we can hook that on to there. Let's move the Arian while we're here, so otherwise it's going to get in the way. Just shoved in here. And then we can head back up and just do the last little bit of the course. And this trailer is not big enough to completely empty the beet harvester, but I'm hoping that because it's running a fairly short route, it'll be able to keep up. Move that across a bit. There we go. Yeah, so it's a route back to the field. These hills are brutal. They really are. This is with an empty trailer. Again, we're going to do a bit of a weird loop. We'll have to remember this if we start using auto drive in this field in the future. Okay, so that's done. Oh, and like an idiot, I forgot to turn off record mode. That should be okay. So we need to just go and set our waypoint for tipping. To do that, I am going to use the Arian. I could have done that when I was moving it, couldn't I? That would have been more sensible. Oh well. Back all the way back down here. Just easier to do it this way, he says, as I can't actually see what I'm trying to get to. We'll call that beet bunker. Okay, so we can turn on edit mode now. Close that on this tractor. We'll park that the way again. Hopefully this is going to work. Let's pull the beet harvester into the field. On field 43. And then we want to put this guy into combine mode. Field 43 and the beet bunker. Hopefully that will work. Let's give it a try, shall we? So this is probably going to be a fairly long, fairly different style of video, with me clicking lots of random mouse buttons, slightly wrong, but hopefully you enjoy it. It's going to have a lot more of me waffling away, although I may skip out a big-ish chunk of harvesting this and just kind of time-lapse some of that, because I can't talk for that long. But I would like to see if we can get auto drive working. I can't remember how much the rodent trailer holds. It looks like it's 30-odd thousand litres. So, hoping we also don't have any rivers that I can crash into today. That would be kind of cool. Let's go and bosh. Get that crab steer going. Actually, we probably don't want that going at the moment. Probably want that one. There we go, that's what we want. So we can actually get around the corner. We could actually come into this field from here as well. That's probably more sensible for carting to the bunker, actually, because the bunker's just there. Oh well. You know, when you think you have to do one thing a certain way, so you plan to do it that way. I am going to try and make a bit of a cut in and see if we can get the Deutz to come empty us. He is on his way, so let's see if this works. And we'll ride along with him as well if he does actually manage to find us. Don't worry about driving in the crops, fine. Through the hedge. I'm glad I did that cutting for you there, buddy. Yeah, I'm not sure where he's going. This may end up being quicker if we do both jobs. Headlands are always a little bit tricky, I guess. While we get the headland done, why don't I help you out? Yeah, why don't I help you out a little bit? Oh, this is this classic example of what I was just saying, that, you know, when I do tutorials, I don't pre-record the courses that you see me make, but I do practice everything and get all the settings right and that kind of thing, whereas I've just jumped in. I've pretty much got all the default settings on here, and just wanted to play some farm sim, and auto drive does not want to play today, it would appear. But we are just going over there to empty too, so that's not so bad. That really doesn't hold very much, but that might be a good thing with how heavy this is going to be. I think what we might end up doing once we've got headlands done is alternating between base game worker and me driving if we can't get auto drive to cart for us. I guess the benefit of me coming in from the other side is we've got more space to swing into it because the bale shed's not in the way. But we'll get it working. We'll get it working. So we've got some manure to put through the BGA as well. So I am kind of tempted. I know we brought the two slurry spreaders in a previous episode. I'm kind of tempted to sell those and get the one that came with precision farming, so that we can test out the sensors on that, because I haven't done anything with really with testing that yet, so it might be kind of cool. I think we actually want the lorry trailer again, because that's got a straight push on it as well. or can the forage trailer take beets? Let's have a look. Can the chrome trailer do this job for us? No. Yeah, I think we're going to need the lorry, which probably means I'm going to have to manually cart, which is a little bit annoying. Let me go grab the lorry. But because we're having to do this drive a lot, I think we're going to set up an auto drive route. I've right-clicked on the record button because that gives us a two-way route, because this is pretty much all single track along here, and we're going to run it along the back just to keep off the road and away from traffic as much as possible. I'm not expecting to be able to automate getting to and from productions and things, but this hopefully just make it so we can at least use auto drive to send things, you know, back to the farm or whatever. Now, I know a lot of people really like having a full auto drive network, and you know, either spend lots of time building one or want to download one from somewhere. And I'm kind of the opposite. Okay, you don't want to connect. I tend to just build what I need as I need it. You're seeing a very good example of that. I'm not sure why I put a two-way course along all of this. Oh well. That seems like a bad idea to me. Come on. Keyboard disconnected then. And my laptop is currently connected to a monitor and keyboard and mouse and stuff through a switch, so that I can switch between computers. It likes to disconnect sometimes because it's a high grade product made from Southeast Asia. We can turn off the auto drive edit. I think I'm probably going to have to do a bunch of this manually. That wasn't the keyboard, that was me. Let's just get the rest of this emptied out. There's probably not much left. Yeah, you know, up you go, lorry. You can back up the hill a bit. Just need to get room to get the beet harvester back onto actually harvesting. Yeah, let's do some work, shall we? We are actually switched on. There appears to be a river at the bottom of the hill. We'll try to avoid parking in it today. Do love the and I'm pretty sure, so I don't think I have updated the seasons textures with the Calmstone ones, so I think these are pretty much base game seasons textures, which I think look really good. Definitely a good one of the good bits of Giants doing seasons is they did make some nice looking textures. Yeah, I don't think I could go back to playing FS19 now. There are some bits that I miss. See Maze Plus trademark coming soon. If you know what the coming soon trademark bit means, you've been watching my channel for a very, very long time. And if you do know where that's from, comment below, because that would be really cool. Yeah, so that's coming soon. I miss real seasons. I do miss I miss seasons grazing. I miss crop rotation calendars and it affecting your yield. I miss drying. I miss moisture. I miss the ground being frozen because I could simulate that, but I tend to forget. Yeah, I miss real seasons, and I'm pretty sure we're not getting it. Maybe modders will do some bits of it separately, but I'm pretty sure we're not getting real seasons, and that's a shame. It was a real big opportunity for Giants to get interest, you know, in base game feature. For the people that like seasons, I think they like seasons, complete seasons. Whereas what we have is the seasonal growth. I'm getting some flickering trees, which I might have to do something with, which is not the same, and it's not what fans of seasons wanted. And you know, the people who don't want seasons don't want seasons style gameplay just with the growth months turned off. They want fast gameplay. If you want that and you're on PC, I've got a geo for that. It's called Fast Growth Geo or something like that. You should go find that. It's on King Mods. There is, and I guess this is people that play between the two, but I think there is a definite split of the people who like seasons and wanted seasons, not seasonal growth cycles. And there are the people that don't want seasons, that want to play probably at a faster pace, not have seasonal planting and harvesting. And so I think the compromise version that Giants implemented probably isn't quite what anyone wanted. But, you know, it's what we've got, I guess. And it's definitely an improvement on FS19. So I started playing Farm Sim with Farm Sim 19, and I think if I hadn't got into Seasons and then Maze Plus, I wouldn't be doing this. I started playing during Lockdown 1 in the UK, probably like quite a lot of people that are new to Farm Sim. And I found it that quite quickly, playing base game, I got a little bit bored of the... it may have been that I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and basically I had a couple of fields, and every other game day I would harvest them, and then reseed them, and then I would fertilise them, and then my keyboard would disconnect. And yeah, I found that the pace of repetition I didn't find enjoyable. I know some people do, and you know, I'm not saying that how you play is wrong, but it didn't appeal to me. And so might as well empty while we're here. And yeah, I don't think I would have been playing still if I hadn't found Seasons, particularly with how it changed the animals in FS19. And it's quite weird. Okay, it's another random story. I first saw Farm Sim on watching Sim UK, I think is the YouTube channel. I don't know if he's still making videos, but he used to basically do videos on lots of simulation type games, and he did. I don't know if he did a series. He did a couple of videos or a couple of streams on Twitch on Farm Sim. I think it was 19, but I'm not certain. And I thought, that looks kind of interesting. And then randomly, I think probably from subscribing to Sim UK and watching him, the YouTube algorithm recommended Daggerwind, because obviously he's kind of okay at, you know, making Farm Sim videos. I think people watch his videos. And I started watching his stuff, and it was back in FS. I think I watched his like first series of when FS19 released, when he was doing more, you know, tutorial-y type play, sort of. and I really liked his stuff, and I really liked the look of the game, but I kept thinking, I think I would get bored of that. And eventually I think it might have been on a Steam sale or something, or somewhere on sale, and I bit the bullet and I bought it, and here we are with actually, yeah, here we are with 2,000 subscribers, and you know, a couple of 100,000 hours of people watching me play Farm Sim and doing tutorials, and a Giants partner and member of the farming agency now, and yeah, from a game I thought I would get bored of. Yeah, so that was the other bit that I'd kind of forgotten to mention, and thank you for everyone who has mentioned it. I hit 2,000 subscribers. Would have been last week when you're watching this. For me, actually, it was a couple of days ago, and that is, again, kind of insane that in maybe 3 or 4 months, probably 4 months, we've gone from just hitting 1,000 subscribers to over 2,000. It's kind of nuts, and it's yeah, it's still, it's a couple of people that I chat to around Farm Sim will know that I find it really weird that there are 2,000 people in the world that want to watch me play a video game. Now, most of them don't actually watch me play a video game. Most of them watch my tutorials, but that couple of hundred of you that sit and watch me play video games, I find it really weird that there are people that want to do that. It's awesome, but kind of weird. But then again, I sit and watch other people play video games quite often while I'm playing video games or making videos about playing video games. So, yeah. Just kind of strange. I guess linked to the bit I mentioned earlier, so my YouTube channel started back in, I think, 2015, something like that, when I used to play a game called Battle Pirates. And I started making videos, and actually I tried streaming, and that was a massive fail. But I then got into making kind of how-to videos, sort of, for that game, and they did okay. And I did a few bits with people who know a lot about the game, and did, you know, a couple of podcasty type things for it, very infrequently. And yeah, then the channel sat for a long time because I think I basically got bored of making videos. And back when I started making them, it was when you didn't have to have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to get paid. Watch the river. No. Thank God for that tree. Yeah, you didn't have to have 1,000 subs to get ad revenue on YouTube. And then that came in. That wasn't the only reason I made them. Again, I like making tutorial type stuff, and I think I just got a bit disillusioned with that game, and I played it for a long time. I played it for a lot of years, and got a bit bored. The friends that I had in it kind of drifted away as we all got bored of it. Some of them still play, you know, like 8 years later. The game's been around for a long time. I think it's probably been around for 12 years or more. And I actually went back to playing it a few months ago for a little while, and again I found I got a little bored of it quite quickly this time. It's a game that is a lot about small communities, a bit like this, I guess. And yeah, I just didn't really click with the community that I dropped into, and I found it's a game that has a very regular, slightly oppressive cycle of events and things, and yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. So, but from there, so I did Battle Pirates for a while. I then really got into playing Stormworks when it was Stormworks Build and Rescue. Now Stormworks, well, you can still do build and rescue, but it's also seek and destroy because people wanted guns and stuff. And I did some videos that didn't do very well at all. So Stormworks, if you're not aware, is an open world building game. So building planes, boats, trucks, cars, that kind of thing. And I really love stuff to do with the water, because I grew up around the water and around boats and things. And yeah, so played that for a bit, did a let's play that was I really enjoyed playing the let's play style that they had on there, but didn't really get much traction with people watching it. Did a couple of build videos for builds for things that I did, and then again just let it die off, and then started playing farm sim and watching farm sim, and I thought I could probably make videos of that. And some of you may know the rest of that story, some of you may not. So I started out making just time-lapse videos because I hate talking. And I can sit and make time-lapse videos, particularly when I was just putting subtitles over them, so kind of chainsaw 100 style videos. I can sit and make those, you know, with my family, whatever, in the evening, and that's fine. And then so that was a series that was on a map called World, I think that's how you pronounce it, which I really would love to see come back to 22, just for the nostalgia for me. Then played Sandy Bay, and started to get interested in Maize Plus and the farming agency stuff, and started making tutorials because there were things that I wanted to know about that I couldn't find tutorials on, so I started making videos on those. The first one that did really well was the global company Beehives and Honey mod, because it was a really cool looking mod. I wanted to know how to use it, and the only tutorials were in German, and as you know, I don't speak German. So I sat and worked out how it worked, and I made a video on it, and because it was the only video, it did quite well. It is my second most viewed video. And yeah, then just started playing around with tutorials on things, particularly as Maize Plus came out and we got the forage extension, or horse extension, and all the updates and things, and here we are, 2,000 subscribers. Farming agents, member of the farming agency, and nice little community on the Discord. Yeah, it's really cool. I think we're going to finish this headland and then switch to time-lapse to get this field finished, because otherwise this is going to be like a 4-hour long video. Those of you that like long videos will probably be happy, because I think it's at about 40 minutes already. And we have this entire field left to harvest. We might not get to precision farming in this one. We might save that for the next game day. Let's try not to back into the river. And he managed it twice. Yeah, so I think we'll finish this headland, and then we will go into a time-lapse type video for not too long probably, because otherwise it's going to be getting up to an hour. And the problem is, when they get that long, they take, although I said I didn't want a lot of editing to do, they take longer to edit because I watch the video as I edit it, and then rendering and uploading takes quite a long time, although I seem to have improved that with the switch to MP4 as the format that I render to. That seems to have improved significantly at the very least, the processing time with YouTube. So now, if I make a short tutorial video, I can upload that and release it a few hours later, rather than having to wait a day for it to hopefully process. So that is an improvement. Yeah, I might have to switch to a fixed visual month if those trees are flashing too much as I go to time-lapse mode, because otherwise I'm probably going to set someone off if they're a bit light sensitive. I think we've got enough headlands done now that after this one we can get into some up-down rows, which would be cool. We can probably stick the harvester on a worker to get the trailer empty. do love this map and this series, and Calmston. Love the Calmston series. That is the video that will have come out before this one. No, there was a survival challenge before this one. I'm still enjoying playing survival challenge actually, and it's turning out that there are more videos in that than I thought there were left. I think every video I've done recently, I keep saying, oh, this is the penultimate video, we're going to do this, and then we're going to harvest the sugar beet and we'll be done. And I've recorded most of the next video, and I've got almost a full video's worth of content, and we're not at the point of harvesting the sugar beet yet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that series is going to pause once we finish on Oberon, and we are going to do the a big American style. Well, I think probably American style. I haven't just settled on a map yet, but basically a big farm, lots of kit. I know we've got lots of kit on here, but not, you know, a completely different scale. So we'll break out things like the Borgo kit. A bit Mike Mitchell style, I guess, and brakes don't seem to want to work. So yeah, probably that kind of style, not necessarily on a Canadian map, but yeah, big machines, lots of machines, and really pushing course plate and auto drive, and which is going to push my auto drive skills in particular. Which would be good, because it would be good to get to getting that working the way I want it to work. Because it would have been really nice if I could have got auto drive to cart on here. Can we get up this hill? Just about. Yeah, we'll tip this load and then we'll go into time lapse. Because I kind of need a break from talking, and I kind of need to get some work done. I mean, that will take them, what, 120,000 litres off there already. I think this is the second trailer from this one, plus we had the rolling trailer. I think we're going to be spending a lot of time processing this. We may put some of it through the BGA actually, because that will process it quite quickly. The lime has all, or the rock has now all processed into lime. So we have 170,000 litres of lime to get from the rock crusher, which is good because if we're adding in precision farming, we are going to use a lot of lime to get all these fields sorted with their pH first. It's kind of annoying that this building doesn't have good collisions on it. And we've gone through the side. Hopefully we can pick that up with probably going to get the auto load belt that I was using on Ravenwood towards the end. I think that will do the job of clearing up all that spilt stuff. But anyway, time lapse time. Which does mean I'm going to need to do some voiceover and some editing stuff, but hopefully not too much. So hopefully you will see this video fairly soon, and future me will be with you to finish this harvest off. Actually, it's probably about a week ago that I recorded this, because as you will have seen, I didn't put any content out over the weekend. So I have pretty much no idea what I have been rambling on about for the last 50 odd minutes. I sort of know. So if there's a lot of repeated stuff in here, I'm sorry. To be honest, if you've made it that far through the video that you're listening to this bit, you probably enjoy the random rambling nature of what I do. So hopefully you won't mind. It was really good to get this harvest finished and not have stacked the beet harvester in the field, in the river, which you may or may not have seen at the end of the last video. I was really twitchy about that with the corners on here at the bottom of that field. I'm not sure, we might plant something that's a bit easier to harvest in there. I'm really frustrated by the collisions on that shed. It's a really nice shed, but the lack of collisions is frustrating. As I think I have just said, the belt that picks up straight off the floor will probably deal with that just fine. And we might actually start putting some of these beets through the BGA because we have a lot. I don't think that the sugar processing plant and the dairy turning that into sugar is going to keep up. So we'll put some, maybe we'll grab the belt in the next video and load up a trailer full or two and take that over to the BGA and get some cash coming in. Maybe we could start paying down the loan then, that would be good. And we're going to get into precision farming in the next video. So I need to add in the UK geo because we're in the UK, and I'm going to add in precision farming. That means we probably need to get some different kit. So I have been testing or using the Greenlands sprayers on multiplayer, and they are screwed. Or I was seeing things last night through my migraine, but I'm using the 18-meter version. The animations that it's showing are for the 28-meter version, so it's spraying out of thin air, and the working width is not 18 meters, and it's not 28 either. It's about 15 or 12, and it's offset. Good job, Giants. Well done. So good that you test everyone else's mods so frickin' thoroughly and reject them for stupid things, and then you put out that kind of shit. Yeah. I'm a bit grumpy today because I've got a hangover from the migraine I had last night. But yeah, I'm not a real modder. I arse about with XML stuff mostly. If you were a real modder and you saw the quality of the stuff Giants put out, I'd be fuming, you know. I'm sure if a modder submitted that, it would have been rejected instantly because it doesn't work as it says. And yet Giants put it out and it's great. Yeah, yes, that's a bit negative. It's if you see the amount of stuff modders have to get through to get mods out, and then Giants don't test their own mod releases, that's got to be mega frustrating for modders and players, you know. And yes, you can just use a different one. And I haven't tested it with precision farming. I'm using it without precision farming. And yes, you could just use a different one. But with the way I play, I've just spent the money to get that one. I'm going to lose cash on trading that because it's defective. You know, and it just frustrates me. You know, having had mods rejected myself for some of them pretty trivial things that the Giants push their own stuff through is just annoying. Enough of a rant on that one. Let's jump back in. So I'm alternating between me running the harvester because that's what I wanted to do, and just using a Giants worker, which I don't do very often, but they seem to be coping okay with this, with the big-ish headland that we've put in. Over the winter we're going to be doing a bunch of field prep with precision farming, and I want to get some of the trees cut down over by our production site to put through the biomass heating plant or power plant. It's a power plant, isn't it? Yeah, I would like to if we can. I don't know whether we'll be able to. We could get a cut of grass in on there in the next game day, but the trees are all going to be in the way, so they might have to wait until spring. But that is a big grass area that we can mow, and the grapes, the grape vineyard is going to go in there. I'm still going to do it. I haven't finished the video on value of grapes because I don't feel like they're a very good return on investment, but I'm going to do them for something different. But we may not go as all out on it, and I may end up making some fields over on that area to expand the farm. We have the old shed over there. I might put a newer one in, and we might plough some fields in over there, or we might just use it as grassland and space to grow and develop as other new things come that we think about adding in. So from a productions point of view, we have a nice amount of solid fertilizer and lime, which we need to bring over because we're doing precision farming, so we're going to need lots of lime and probably lots of fertilizer. I'm not sure how much digestate we've got. Hopefully a fair bit, because we've got a lot of fields and they are going to need some fertilizer. So just trying to grab a screenshot for the thumbnail, which you've probably seen already. So yeah, so we've got to go and get I mentioned it in the early stuff. We've got to go and get the lime from the rock crusher. We've got the fertilizer on hand. I think I've said this as well, I might change the 2 slurry spreaders we've got for the one that comes with precision farming, because I've not really played with it properly, so we might try that out. Yeah, I want to get a slurry tender so that we can get stuff to the field easily. And we're nearly done with this, and that's the last of harvest on here for this year. Just lots of field prep and then planting in the spring. So crops wise, we're going to be doing, I know I've said it before, poplar for the heated power plant, potatoes probably, not sugar beet, for the potato factory from Dazed, something for straw, some corn for silage, some grass. That's probably it. Probably what we're going to do. Again, too many crops on the go, it gets confusing. I find if I have too many different crops, I get in a bit of a mess. So yeah, 4 is probably a good number. And the potatoes will be our cash crop. We might need to put some canola or some soybeans in actually for Maize Plus, possibly. You might have just caught that Greg was running the harvester for us, or the digger, whatever it's called, and probably a good time to say thank you to the channel members for your support. It is much appreciated. I don't know when this video is going to go live because it's so long. It's going to take a while to render and process by YouTube and upload. Hopefully it will be tomorrow, Thursday, but it might not be. It might be more towards the weekend or into the weekend, depending on when I get it finished and rendered and stuff. Got a couple of short precision farming videos that may have come out in the meantime, because there are a few things that I wanted to look at and understand, and that either comes from seeing someone ask a question somewhere and thinking, I think I know the answer, but I know not to assume with farm sim. Cheers, Greg. Good driving there, fella. Or it's something that genuinely I'm not sure about and want to understand. In no particular order, because they may not have happened yet. There's one on mulching and rolling. I want to look at the grassland roller again and see if that has any effect. And I want to do more testing with the crop sensors that are built into precision farming and see how they work, and give you guys a bit of advice on how they work and when to use them and stuff. So I have recorded one of those so far. But yeah, there might be 1 or 2 of those before you see this video. So you'll know because you'll have seen them, hopefully. We do have an awful lot of sugar beet in that shed. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be pretty wise to start getting that out into the BGA. Otherwise, we're never going to keep the sugar factory full. It's just not going to happen. At this point, I think we'll say thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, well done. It's a long one. That's what she said. But, you know, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. We just need to do a bit of work tidying up the sugar beet. We need a weight on the back of this guy. A bucket full of sugar beet makes it very unhappy. But yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you next time on FS22.